All right, K-Dub, we got a big one here. Another captain, bud.
Another
captain.
Capitano.
Close the doors. Capitano. He's the one that usually calling these players, players-only meetings, kick the coaches out, all that good stuff. We're going to welcome in Nashville Predators Captain Roman Josi. Yost, thanks for popping on here with us, buddy. Hey, I want to ask you real quick. So when we have guys on, we like to do a little digging here. One of your former teammates said you like to sing. Do you know where I'm going with this or no? Do you like to sing?
No. No, who said that?
Well, I'm not going to let go of my sources. Weeksy taught me that. He said you like to sing Guantanamera. Do you remember this?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you want to tell this? You want to tell this story a little bit? Or you...
yeah, that was Nino.
Nino
Niederreiter. We played World Championships. I think it was 2013. We were roommates and we got bored in our room and we started learning that song and just. We're practicing like in the afternoon and just ended up singing that song like every day. And it was a cool story because we ended up winning silver medal and it was like the first silver medal in a long time. So it was like a huge tournament and it's just a funny story.
Yeah, he said he said the night before the semis against USA, we were roommates together and we were singing that and we recorded it till like midnight trying to perfect it. He said you guys were looking up on Google Translate how to speak Spanish. I mean, did you guys, was the final product pretty good or what?
It was pretty good, honestly. We did Google everything and we tried to perfect it and it took us a while, but I remember we recorded, we're like, okay, we're not going to show anyone. And I think we ended up saying like, if we win the World Championships, we're gonna like post it or whatever, or put it somewhere, but we ended up not winning, but it was still pretty fun.
It might need to be released.
I'll tell you what, you became a star in that. I remember that tournament, 2013. That's where you jumped up on the map and you served notice that you were a stud player. Now, hey, listen, you're playing down there in Nashville. Like, I'm sure you know a couple music executives. Do you saw the tape? You guys can maybe give them the
demo. I'm gonna give it to some people and see where it goes.
Exactly. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
No.
Hey, listen, let's kind of break down something here too, man. Like, you're a proud Swiss player. I've got a lot of buddies that live over there. My sister-in-law lived in Geneva for years. We've traveled there numerous times. Hockey is huge in Switzerland. But maybe for a lot of the fans that may or may not know, maybe you can just speak to how big it is and how many young players are coming and how great the hockey is there in general.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I mean, it's the people in Switzerland love hockey. I think just that 2013 is like prime example. That was the first time we kind of got far in the World Championship, won the silver medal, and it was the whole country was behind us, and going back like last year for the Global Series was pretty special for me going back to my hometown. But the Swiss people, they love hockey, they love their national team, they love World Championships, and also the NHL. I mean, I see Swiss people in our stands, like probably every game there's one or two Swiss flags, and there's just so much support even over here, and they come all this way to watch the Swiss NHL players.
Hey, you know what, Yost? You were talking about it weeks. You just said the same thing. I had a little bit of experience in Switzerland, and I'll tell you what. I left Switzerland. I said I would move here tomorrow. For the rest of my life. Like I've never seen it. Honestly, in the places I've been in this world, it's probably my favorite place. And I just a funny story. It was the premier games were I was with the Rangers, and MSG was getting redone, and so we played before the premier games were in Stockholm. We bounced around to a bunch of different countries, playing just some teams over in Europe, right, for exhibition. And the last preseason game we had with the Rangers, we had our opening night roster minus Hank. Marty Baron played in net.
Good tendy too.
We played a game against the Rangers. We actually lost 8-1, I think. Yeah, we got beat pretty bad, but it's a big game.
You should have played our team. You would have beat us 8-1.
But even last year when we played, like the crowd was into it. Like they came out flying and they were up 2-1 after the first. We ended up winning the game. It was a tight game. It was like 4-3. But Swiss hockey. I mean, it's good. It's a good league over there. Like it's fast. Like great skill. And like you said, the fans are awesome.
With that being said, like that year, just to give accuracy here. Our Rangers team, we went toe-to-toe with Vancouver for the President's Trophy.
Yeah.
So, like, there's good hockey in Switzerland.
Yeah.
They beat us pretty handily in that game. But just last thing I want to tag on there, too, is this place, I remember the hotel. We stayed at Dolder Grand. Is that how you say it?
Oh, in Zurich? Yeah.
It was the most, dude, it was like a castle in look at this thing. I remember staying there in the hotel rooms. I was sitting there. I'm like, I don't want to leave, man. I wish the New York Rangers played here. No offense, NYC, but this was like, it just the walking trails nearby. It's just a beautiful country.
Yeah, I've never been to that hotel, but it's one of the most famous hotels in Switzerland. I heard it's beautiful.
It's up your alley, Weeks. You love it.
Yeah.
I know. we went to Lugano and we stayed at the View there, and every time now my wife's buddy, she's like, how many times are you going to mention Lugano on the air? Like, because it's so sick. Like it's
Lugano is pretty.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
But here's one thing that's really cool too: is there are a lot of scouts, and I played the Spengler, which I loved. It was an amazing experience. But a lot of scouts are in Switzerland now that go and watch games, and they're scouting a lot of these young players. So what's been the biggest thing from your perspective? Because you're really at this point, the big man in Swiss hockey and the face of Swiss hockey. What's been the biggest thing that you've seen that's really helped the level and raised the level?
Well, I think just having more guys like taking on big roles in the NHL, and I can talk about my experience because when I was young, there was we had a couple guys who played like 5-10 games, but then kind of came back. We had a couple goalies that played longer, but Mark Stride was really the first player who made it in the NHL and became a big part, became a captain, and that was like for us as Swiss kids, it was kind of like the answer was so far, and when he made it, we were kind of like, okay, like there's a way. Like he worked really hard, and he made it. He was 27. He made it a little bit later in his career, and just for us seeing that there's a way to get to the NHL, it always seemed so far, and I think then we had more guys, Yannick Weber, Spiza, me, Nino, and then obviously now we have Fiala, Hischier, all those guys, Meyer, like having big roles on teams, and I think it's really cool for Swiss kids to see that because it always seems so far away, but I think if you have the work ethic, you can make it in the NHL and you can hopefully make an impact there.
Hey, we're just learning, kind of digging in on stuff on you. Really big tennis fan. Talk about maybe that. But we had this actually at the All-Star game. Our guy Mike Johnson got on the ice with Pavel Barber, and they started doing this ice tennis thing. I don't know. Have you ever seen this? It was fun, man. Like that looks cool. Talk about training like that. Would you do that? Would you be into that?
Oh yeah, that looks fun. I would love that.
I mean,
I love tennis.
Can your guy Federer skate?
I don't know if he can skate. I'm sure he could. He likes hockey. He's a hockey fan, so I'm sure he skated before.
Right. You guys are boys, which is really
But I might
cool.
have a chance in hockey tennis against, I don't know.
Against him?
Against him. Yeah, exactly.
We might have
It depends how good he skates.
Yeah.
Depends how good he skates.
That's fair.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, well, but to transition to the Preds here, you guys, man, we're getting close. Weeksy's phone's buzzing off the hook with trade deadline coming. You guys kind of threw a wrench in what everybody thought. You guys had something to say. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
From our vantage point, whether it was true or not, like we're sitting here talking about like, hey, this Preds team, this guy might get picked up somewhere else. They might have to sell off. The future's bright. They turn this thing around, but not this year. You guys were like, hang on a second. We run off 8 in a row. How proud are you of the group?
Oh, really proud. Yeah, it's crazy how things change that quick. Obviously, we came out of the All-Star break and had 2 really rough games. That one against Dallas, and then we just kind of came together as a group, and we won 8 in a row, and now we're in a playoff spot in a good position. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to do, but I'm proud of the way we responded. It wasn't easy, like every year you go through some games, and it feels like there's no way out of it. But we went on a huge road trip, came back, won a couple of games, and it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, didn't get that one last night, but hopefully we can keep that momentum.
Yo, so we were talking off camera a bit. I'll let Rupper get into the family stuff, but I want to get into the food stuff because that's one of my vibes. Tell us a little bit about the restaurant that you have over there in Nashville. Really love it. Been there numerous times now. For a lot of the fans that might not know, tell them about your spot.
Yeah, well, it's 1230 right across from Bridgestone. And actually, I just got really lucky. I mean, the owner, Sam Fox, he owns a bunch of restaurants, and I think he he wanted someone on the Preds to invest and be part of the restaurant a little bit, and he asked me, and I was obviously all in right away. It's a pretty cool restaurant, great food, great atmosphere, and obviously perfect location for us to go after games. Road teams go there a lot, and just, I mean, you walk out of Bridgestone and you're right there. So it's a really cool spot, great location, great atmosphere. So yeah, if you're ever in Nashville, you should definitely check it out.
Maybe an episode of Eats with Weeks.
Yeah,
there,
that's right.
you know? I don't know. Just
Hey.
saying. Hey,
One hand washes the other.
your parents both been on, because Nashville, you've had the mother's trip and a father's trip, correct? Can you talk
Yeah.
about that experience, what it meant having both of them? Any funny stories from it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, both trips are awesome. I think both trips are always a highlight of the year. But we had our mom's trip. I think it was before COVID. It was like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and we had a couple of dad trips before, and the dad trips are always fun. And then you get all the moms on the trip for the first time, and I think it was the first time for most of the guys, and it's just a completely different atmosphere. Like, you come out of, like, when you come out of the rink, like, you win a game, the dads are like, everybody's like, good job guys, and the moms are just, they're screaming, they're almost crying, and there's so much emotion, and it was pretty cool. And I remember on the moms trip, I think we lost a couple in a row, went to Washington, tough place to play in, and we won that game with the moms in the stands, and it was pretty cool. It's with your mom, it's a different emotion. They're both really fun, but the mom's trip was really emotional.
No, I love it. I wish I had the opportunity for a mom's trip. And I remember even just this year, some teams having it, and they, after every goal, whether it's dad's, mom's, siblings trip, whatever, they keep kind of cameras going up there. The moms are having a time, like screaming and like yelling, like the emotions they're showing. Sometimes, the dads are getting into it, but some of them are, trying to play it cool.
Yeah, play a little more
The moms
serious.
wear their hearts on their sleeves, right? And they let their boys know they're proud of them. So I love that stuff. Hey, so before we let you go, we're gonna have this segment where we're gonna show you some pictures, videos, and we're gonna know what you were thinking. This is gonna be over the course of your career right now, and maybe you remember these moments. If you need any refreshers, let us know. But
He's got
sure,
this.
you got this.
He's got
All right, what do we got here?
Oh, it's really uncomfortable at first.
Don't look that way. I mean, you're in your element.
No, that was that was before the season at Titan Stadium. It was pretty cool. We got out, and one guy had to do the sport thing, and the guys picked me to do it, and it's not my specialty. I was pretty uncomfortable, but I tried to make it look good as much as I can.
Hey, you sold it. It looked
Looks
good
great.
to me.
Looks
good to me.
fantastic,
They're
man.
getting a new
I know,
stadium
it's a
down
cool
there
picture.
too for the Titans. That'll be sweet too.
Yeah.
You guys go to many games?
We go to like one or two, mostly before the season. One in training camp, and I've been to like one or two games a year. Yeah. They're fun.
Do you guys take your shirts off like the boys do at your games? Because I see them pouring. They're dousing beers on them. No shirts. Catfish.
That's sick.
We did bring some catfish after the finals. We went to a game as a whole team, and we brought some catfish too.
That's hilarious.
There he is. Taylor won. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Fun. He's a funny guy.
He's hilarious.
That's good stuff.
I think we got some more here. So.
Uh-oh.
What's this one?
Uh-oh.
Oh, the old look.
Oh, my God.
No goal. I remember that one. That was actually right. I think that was the second last game before the season that year. And the only other thing I remember is I remember the D had a bad gap, so I tried to beat him 1-on-1, and then I remember just falling into the net. I had no idea where the puck was, and we all came together and we're like, okay, let's celebrate like it's in. But we weren't sure where the puck was. We're like, all right, goal, it's a goal.
Oh, that's
like,
funny.
Let's sell it, and then it ended up being a goal, which I didn't know it went in. So it's pretty funny.
Hey, it's funny you say that, because there's been times in my career too where you'll be in front of the net and you'll high stick a puck.
Yeah.
Or, you think it went in, and you get in that celebration, you're like, dude, just keep going with it. And you do it, and it's like we forget that, like, there's 9 million cameras, and eventually they're going to figure this out, right?
But it's the same with, like, delay a game, right? Like, if you hit the puck out of the, like, you shoot it in net or like wherever, if you look guilty, they're gonna call it for sure. If you don't, they
Totally.
might.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. What else we got here?
Oh yeah, my first fight.
First NHL fight.
First tilt.
Yeah,
Weird. It's
first
with
fight.
Marshy.
Marchand. Yeah.
How'd that one
yeah, I
sound?
What
remember-
happened with how'd this one come about? Oh, here it is.
I think I gave him a cross check, and then he.
And then you buried the back of his head 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he got mad and it just happened. But I don't think any of us got a punch in. It was more of a wrestling match.
Hey, how tiring is that?
But-
Like fighting,
I-
it's super tiring, no?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, honestly, I have so much respect for guys who do it all the time.
Yeah,
And,
man.
I always tell our guys on our team, I mean, it's hard. That's a hard job, and
Yeah,
it's
man.
you just have so much respect for guys who do it, and they always do it for the better of the team. They stand up for guys. They help guys. Like, I mean, you need those guys on your team, and it's I have a ton of respect for those guys. That's such a tough job, and they're so appreciated in teams, and you guys know that. Without them, it'd be a different team.
100%.
Pretty much every one of these players only. We like to bring back some Halloween costumes because we always get some great ones. And I always ask, who's the guy that's dialed in the most for each team? It might be you. Let's rip through a couple of these. Like, you're really committed to the.
Holy
You're hiring someone, right? That's a professional makeup.
Somebody did it. Yeah, somebody did our makeup.
That is
we-
unreal.
Yeah, that one was cool. Yeah, she did it. We hired her 1 year. We just took care of it too late. We didn't know what to do, so we're like, let's just hire a makeup person, and she can make you look really cool. And then we just started hiring her every year, and it's she's done an amazing job there. That one was cool too. I think that was her first one,
Wow. Those are sick.
the clown one. Yeah, she's done a great job.
All right, who's
I remember
who's
this one. I had like this one I had like toilet paper. Yeah, the next one I had like toilet paper on my skin
Yeah.
because she like glued it on, and guys started ripping it off.
Of course.
Because it like started really bad. Yeah.
Of course they would.
So that's how they make it look like the flesh, right? Like, is that how
Yeah.
they're? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
That's
it's like
unreal,
toilet
the
paper.
special effects makeup.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they've completely transformed you, both of you, in those shots. That's unreal.
How's
Yeah, she did a great job.
how's the decision making go on like what you're going to be? Like, is that your idea?
It's kind of both of us. We just talk about it, and a lot of times, honestly, there's a couple times where she showed up and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, just give me like, what do you think we should do? And she just kind of goes along, and she has a lot of great ideas.
Our good buddy, the voice of the Carolina Hurricanes, Trip Tracy. Tripper's going to cry if I don't ask you about Michigan. So go ahead. I'll let you kind of explain to the fans your connection with pure Michigan.
Grosse Pointe.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is from Grosse Pointe, and Tripper's from Grosse Pointe, and me and Tripper played some golf there, and he's actually really good friends with my wife's dad. That's how I met Tripper first, and Tripper's amazing,
Yeah, he is.
amazing guy, and he's so much fun to be around. So we played a couple golf rounds down there.
Well, he owes us both dinner for that. Anyways, go ahead, Ruffer. We're out.
He does.
We got
He does.
last one, and we'll let you go here. You remember this?
Yeah, I do. That was game 3, right? I think. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Game 3, 1-1 game. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that was power play at the end. Obviously, big game. It was 1-1 in the series. Came back home. I remember we played a really good game. Felt like we were the better team, and it was 1-1 till the end. And scored a big power play goal, and just this whole run was so much fun. I mean, that series against Anaheim was crazy. It was probably one of the most physical series I ever played in, and we found a way to win, and obviously went to the finals. Just that whole run was. The stadium in Nashville was amazing. It was electric every game.
It was, and I brought my son to a game.
Yep, that's right, I
In that
remember.
series, I called the Preds. The Preds were like, "Yeah, we got you set up," and they laid it all out for me and my son Mason. We went down there and caught one of those games in that series. That place,
Nice.
Jump.
that place is booming.
Jumping.
Yeah.
Right? Such a good spot. So,
Yeah. it
anyways,
is.
Yos,
Yos.
anything you want to tell me real quick about Nino Niederreiter? Give him some crap for telling me that you guys are, practicing to be the America's Next Idol or what?
Oh, good question.
You can think about it. Get back to us.
Yeah, maybe it's just about his golf game.
Oh.
He claims he's like a handicap. He's He claims he's a handicap 8, but every time we play together, he shoots like high 90s. So
Oh,
there we go. We'll keep
nice.
this thing going back and
Buzz
forth.
the tower.
Hey, you keep doing what you're doing down there in Nashville. You guys are fun to watch, and we appreciate you for coming on.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.